Well, I guess now is as good of a time as any to start.
Hey there, it's Editor Me on an actually good microphone. I do own one. I just wanted to take a second to apologize for my microphone being dog shit in this video. We'll get that resolved in future videos.
So what I have here today is a Nebra that do what Nebras do best and fuck off and die. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially take this ECC key right here and we are going to put it in my other Nebra that I have in my wallet. Yeah, do what Nebras do best. And they just fail. I will say that this one has a CM3 from 2015 and this one has a CM3 from 2018. So we're going to swap out the compute modules in this guy. This guy has some Bluetooth connectivity issues, so when you go to connect to it on your device or whatever, it just says Nebra, and then instead of saying the MAC address, it'll just be like FFFFFFFFF. Will not give you any LAN outputs. These lights won't even light up. I'm assuming it's this controller chip right here that's dead. I could always resolder on a new one, but I want to test out to see if I can swap out the ECC modules. So on the outdoor one, if you're not familiar with these guys, this is your ECC key. Very secure key, contains your swarm key, all of that fun stuff. Basically, everything that makes this a hotspot. And on this guy, it's this guy. So I've already desoldered this once to take pictures of it. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up the board, add a little bit of flux. It's going to be a disaster, but it's fine. Basically what I did previous to prep this was I filled this up with some leaded solder. Well, first I took off all the existing solder, put some leaded solder on it to make it melt at a little bit lower of a temperature, which is always good if it'll focus. And then we're just going to yank that guy off. I'm going to take that chip off and put it on this guy. So it's going to go right there. Let me make sure everything's marked. It is. So, should be fairly easy to do. I don't think that these chips have died on this guy. I think that it just can't connect to the network. And before I do anything else to it, I want to get it transferred into my wallet. I bought it on eBay for, I forget how much, $200-300, somewhere right around there. I want to make sure that the seller is going to send it to me in a timely manner, so we're going to do this, and potentially, here we go. I also bought, as I kick my tripod, I also bought one of these guys, wallet locked. So if that goes well, I don't know why they did that. If that goes well, then yeah, we're gonna do a little bastardization of hotspots. So my rack is now going to be a Nebra. That box is empty. Let's get started. All right, so first and foremost, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out this concentrator. Hardly newer. We're gonna take out this concentrator. Just give it the old whack-a-rooney. You'll notice that this is all rack stuff because I was testing some rack stuff on it earlier. And then I want to grip it right here. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my tweezers down under here in between the boards if it'll focus. Come on. If it'll focus. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply heat on this side with my reflow gun. And then I'm going to gently pull this guy out from this side of the board. Basically, I don't have a solder sucker to get these guys off, so I'm just going to heat up the whole board. I really don't care if I ruin this guy because it's dead, and we'll figure that out later. But yeah, basically you want to pull out the ECC key. That's going to pull out this whole daughter board right here, and then we're going to desolder that little ROM module or whatever it is, ECC module, and then we are going to put it on this guy. So, let's get everything set up. So it's a little bit different to work around a camera, but please forgive me, this is my first time of many. We're going to do this, make sure that that's good and tight. There's going to be a little bit of board flex, but I've desoldered way trickier chips than that, so whatever. Got flux all over my hands, so give me a second to wipe this off and get gloved up. Alright, here we go. All gloved up, no glove, no love, as they say. We're going to zoom right in on this guy. Move my camera around a little bit. There we go. Okay, this is what we're after. It's going to be a little bit awkward filming through the camera, but I think I can manage. Yeah, we should be able to manage. Okay, we're going to turn this guy on, my reflow gun, over here. And what is this set to? That's kind of hot, but whatever, we're going to do it. So I'm going to get this area nice and warm. We're going to add in the most absolute unit of flux. Turn on my little fume extractor because, you know, I want to live to at least past 35. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of flux. It's actually not even really that necessary on this guy because it's just going to burn off anyways because it's such a flat area, but whatever. Yes, I know this is horrible. There we go. She's out. Perfect. So if you weren't familiar with Nebras, good. But this is your little ECC key. Little focus. Here's your little ECC key. Little module right there. Now what we're going to do is make sure everything lines up. Yep, we're good. Alright. Throw this in there. Okay. Again, this is going to be a little bit tricky to film through the camera. There is flux all over this piece of tile. I mean, this very expensive solder station surface. Hopefully, I will be able to do this. I want this guy. No such thing as too much flux. Really gonna give it to her. It's quite unnecessary, but it just keeps coming out. So, anyways. This air's coming out a little bit too fast for me, but there we go. That's off. So this is the old ECC key. We're going to bring in my Nebra. Do I want to take off this daughter board? Not really. Will this gasket come out? Oh yeah. Alright. We're in business. So, the little dot is right here as denoted on that PCB, if you can see that. Right there. Got this chip. This chip matches, it's the same. So I'm going to take this guy off and then we're going to swap them. Don't worry, I'll clean up all the flux. I got an ultrasonic machine over there. I'm going to turn down this air a little bit. Don't want to blow a resistor off or smoke something. There you go. That one is popped off. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we get the little nub in. The little dot on the chip goes that way. Now, I have had a lot of caffeine today, if you cannot tell. But my hands are a little bit shaky. I kind of want to tack that down with the soldering iron first. Left-handed, always nice. Trying to work around the camera. Alright, that looks good. That's a little bit tacked down, just that way it won't blow off immediately. Again, gonna add a little bit more flux. There's no such thing as too much flux. Just a little bit, just to help that chip seat properly. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to heat up this area and watch for that chip to sink in. Okay, looks good to me. A little smoky. That's fine. You know, just some flux burning off because I have this thing set very high. I really don't care. This is, by the way, I'll make this very clear. This is my hardware that I paid for, okay? I do not care if I mess it up. So, if anybody's gonna do this, accept your own risk, everything, blah, 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 all that lawyer bullshit. This is my own hardware. So I do not mind having the settings being a little bit jank because I don't really feel like changing anything. Blah, 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 disclaimer, bullshit. You guys don't care. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to tape this down. This chip, just that way I don't lose it. I really don't care how good it looks, just as long as it's somewhat down there. I'm going to take off this nice CM3. I mean, as nice as they can be. And then replace it on mine. While I'm in here, I want to replace my SD card back with, I don't know, my original eMMC. What do you think? What do you guys think? Yeah, let's do it. Let's put back in the original. I have this image, by the way, so I don't care if anything messes up. And obviously copied over. Which I could make a whole video about copying over and imaging and transferring files bit for bit and all of that if you want. Just let me know. I can do that. So we're going to do that. I don't have my Wi-Fi antenna, so I'm going to just unplug this guy. This should be the same. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Okay, we're gonna plug in this guy. What am I hung up on? That was the most graceful thing I've ever done in my entire life. Okay, this should be a Nebra. Well, this should be this Nebra now. It's powered on. Ah, but first, you say, you don't have an antenna, you say. I almost forgot. Almost forgot. Y'all almost let me walk away with this. You didn't. Didn't. I still remembered. Antenna. There we go. Let's power this thing on and we'll see what happens. Okay, we're on the other side of the office. I got my power plug and let's plug it in. 12 volts, 1.5 amps. We aren't gonna fry anything today, at least I hope not. Here we go. Here we go. Looks like Christmas in there. Nebras do be kind of looking like that. So, I will report back when this thing boots up, because they take about 5 years. I should also note that this is not plugged into the internet and it is ready to pair. So let's see. There it is. And diagnostics. Yeah, there we go. There it is. Oh my God, there it is. Wow. Wow. Perfect. Oh my God, that just made my whole day. I mean, I knew it would work. Anyways, I'm gonna let this guy sync to the network and get it transferred over to my wallet. That just worked beautifully. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Wow. There it is. There it is. I'm gonna swap it over on a sense cap and then I'm gonna do it on a rack. And we're gonna make some bastardized hotspots out on the network. Oh my God, I am just over the moon. Look at that. Wow.